So they got Luigi back to New York. This is them taking him out of the helicopter and his perp walk. So they have quite a few people around this man right now. It's just about 2 or 3 close, but look at all these people. There's looks like 5 SWAT, 3 police, some FBI. Eric Adams is going to be in here in a minute, the mayor of New York. So they're giving this man way too much attention. And there was a school shooting the other day, and they're not even talking about it like this. Like, I mean, I understand, and it's good that we're talking about healthcare, but because he shot a CEO, regular people get shot all the time, and they don't be talking about that, like, following up like this. Like, this is a lot of money. All these people are getting paid, right? That their hourly wage or whatever, but this is a lot of money just escorting this dude. Ain't nobody even trying to hurt this guy. Like, half the people like this guy. Ain't nobody trying to assassinate him. So they don't even need any protection around him. But this is like, they're trying to send a message, I think. Like, they're trying to scare the regular people, showing that if you come at our CEOs, if you come at our big wigs, we will hem you up, we will get you. But look at all these people, that's crazy. But see, yeah, this seems more like intimidation to me. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16. There's like at least 16 to 20 people with that frame. That's crazy. Got into the van. Like, if he had shot anybody else in the world, they wouldn't even care. Okay, so that is Luigi Mangione's perp walk. But the rest is just him in the van. Alright. So let's take a look at a couple stories covering this perp walk, as they call it. We'll check out CNN first.
I don't know. I mean, the guy has already become kind of a folk hero, and I think New York just helped him out.
I don't know if he's become a folk hero, right? He's a violent criminal. What's interesting...
It did make him look a little gangster, though, right? He had all them people around him, all them cops and the cuffs and stuff.
The thing is that when it's a white guy, we always have to search for a reason. He might be a folk hero. It might have been about capitalism or healthcare or anything. Like, literally, this story, I can tell you this story. This story is the exact same thing that happened to a guy named Nipsey Hussle, who was a CEO, who was stalked and killed in front of his business, and nobody cared about the reason for it, and everybody said it was gang-related, and it turned out not to be gang-related. But when it's a white guy, we search for a reason and valorize him and make him a hero. When he's just a violent criminal who did a violent thing, he's a thug.
I wouldn't say he was just a violent criminal, though. I don't think he did anything criminal before that, and he had a reason to do what he was doing, not justifying murder or anything like that. But, you know, it wasn't just being violent to be violent.
We are not searching for a reason to make him a folk hero. The left is searching for a reason to make him a folk hero.
Joe Rogan thinks
when I see
the left are just regular people.
Democratic politicians do the perfunctory. Well, violence is never the answer, but you can see why people are mad. Yes, I believe people on the left, and you see it online. They are searching for a reason and want to turn this person in, and they want to into a folk, and they want to justify violence to change a system they don't like.
And your ability to shovel.
The system itself is violent. As we've been saying all day and for weeks or whatever, they let thousands of people die every week. It's another 9/11. So, I mean, it's a violent system. Capitalism is a pretty violent system. Like they say, there's winners and losers, and if you're on the losing side, it feels pretty violent.
Right-wing junk into a funnel and make it into something that is crazy.
I just want to show.
It's not right wing.
We are showing the signs. I mean, this was today, okay?
Maybe that's a MAGA person.
Does this look like a MAGA?
Could be.
Look like a MAGA rally?
I haven't seen a MAGA person wearing a mask in 3 years.
Right, MAGA people ain't wearing no masks.
I don't know that we can really say, actually, I mean, who knows what the politics of some of these people are. But there's no question that this guy, we know his name. People are calling him on a first name basis.
Luigi.
Which is crazy.
It's probably his culture.
And New York decided to create a whole cinema scene around him, almost like he's a Batman villain.
Right?
I don't get it.
Not enough
The
parents
true story should be here the absolute above and beyond Call of Duty of law enforcement to be able to track down a grainy or security video and a water bottle with a thumbprint on it and be able to track this guy down, and in just a couple of weeks he's being returned back to the city that he committed this murder in. And look, anything to justify this with healthcare and everything's healthcare is broken, but I guarantee you it had nothing to do with a 50-year-old CEO who worked his tail off to get to that spot. There should
What did he say? Healthcare is broken, but it had nothing to do with the CEO?
guarantee you it had nothing to do with a 50-year-old CEO who worked his tail off to get to that spot. There should never be any justification in any party, in any state, in any demographic.
But he runs the broken healthcare system that is killing people. Like, it's not really justification, but that's the reason that he had, I'm sure, and one could understand.
Region, we should ever excuse murder, cold-blooded murder, shooting somebody in the back. I'm 40.
And then if you ask this guy about Jordan Neely in the next breath, he'd excuse the murder, I guarantee it.
My kids laughed there and, Dad, he's your age. He shot right in the back, right down from where we're all staying. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
On his way to a business meeting, gunned down in cold blood, shot in the back.
Right down from where we're all staying. Guarantee these people ain't never been to the hood, ain't never been to a ghetto, ain't never been to a trailer park. What do you mean? This is America. This is the Second Amendment place. There are guns everywhere. People get shot all over this place. Again, school shootings are like the norm.
I will say I've heard a lot of discussions about healthcare after this. Have not heard a lot of calls for gun control, which typically happens when there's an incident. We haven't heard gun control calls here or after President Trump's assassination attempts, but it is abhorrent. And we shouldn't make him into a folk hero. I mean, listen, I've seen the memes, we've all seen the memes. Some of them can be amusing, but it's almost like this is made for TV. And kind of going back to our last segment, we have prosecutors who want to make a name for themselves. We have people who just want to jump on this very high profile case. We have to be extremely cautious here.
The one thing I will say is we had a school shooting a few days ago. Mm-hmm. And you don't see the mayor of that town, you don't see the kind of attention that that's been getting because that's kind of become accepted, right? And so to me, a CEO gets...
We've always had a school shooting a few days ago.
Shot, and all of a sudden the world shuts down, and school shootings have become so routine.
Also because in that scenario, they decided not to publicize
But also, school shootings are so routine, they make it okay, right, for us to kill the peasants, the normal people, right? Luigi killed one person. Again, not okaying that, but he killed one person and all this hubbub. But you can go into school and shoot 15 little kids or 5, however many little kids, kill them all, get a little bit of press, but nothing like this.
Person's name, not to make this person someone who's...
Oh, but to say, my point was, then you can kill all these little kids, they don't, no big hubbub, whatever. But if you kill the CEO, oh my gosh, they got to make a big hubbub. We can't be doing that. Like, it can't happen again. You see how he's surrounded. They're trying to scare y'all. Not y'all, us, everybody. But don't go kill people.
It was valorized. Mm-hmm. I think that you're right, that there's a big difference between what happened. But New York City, I mean, I hear what the mayor is saying about leading from the front, but what he did was basically make this front page news, put this guy's face on every single newspaper.
You know who's responsible?
Live television all day.
I don't know if he did that. It's been front page
who's
news.
responsible for this? You know who's responsible for catching this guy in New York City? Jessica Tisch, the police commissioner. You didn't see her doing this perp walk. You saw the mayor using this as a campaign event because he's got a primary. It's a very tough primary coming up next year. That's disgraceful. I don't know what Eric Adams was doing there, but this was not a time to be campaigning.
I think there is a connection to what she said about, like, this killer, the school shooter, valorized some violent killers in their manifesto. And so I think there's a connection to publicizing and valorizing these killers and violent people and perpetuating it.
Yeah, we gotta go. But everyone, thank you very much.
Gotta go. This is a local news station, WHAS 11.
Luigi Mangione, the man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, is in New York City after waiving extradition from Pennsylvania. He's now facing both federal and state prosecution. ABC's Andrew Fujii reports.
Luigi Mangione, the man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, is waking up in a New York City prison. After waiving extradition from Pennsylvania, Mangione was escorted by motorcade to an NYPD plane, which flew him to Long Island, where he boarded a helicopter for Manhattan. The
Planes, trains, and
26-year-old was met
automobiles.
by the mayor and police commissioner, then escorted by dozens of
There
FBI
goes Eric
agents
Adams.
and NYPD officers.
You see all the security around him?
Right?
I mean, I don't know if President-elect Trump has that amount of security around him. I'm not being facetious.
I don't think he does.
So he's got to be in a state of shock. And he's meeting all these people now for the first time. There's strangers all around, and he's in a very strange environment.
Once in court, Mangione kept his head down as the federal charges, which could carry the death penalty, were read.
We're going to respectfully decline to make any comment at this time, but Mr. Mangione appreciates everyone's support.
Prosecutors quoted entries in a notebook allegedly recovered from Mangione. One from August reads, "The details are finally coming together. The target is insurance because it checks every box." In October, 1.5 months. This investor conference is a true windfall. The complaint says the notebook describes an intent to whack the CEO of one of the insurance companies at its investor conference. Prosecutors say hundreds of hours of video suggest the shooter undertook extensive efforts to identify the victim, place the victim under surveillance, and track the victim's whereabouts.
That's hardcore, but at least he took extensive efforts to identify the victim, make sure he didn't get the wrong person, right? Again, not justifying murder, but at least he identified the person he wanted to murder.
Despite the heinous crime alleged, Mangione finding supporters
Free
outside
Luigi.
court critical of the health insurance industry.
She has a chronic condition that's never going to go away.
And because of how long it took, my back is permanently damaged. I have to get yearly surgeries to burn the nerves in my back.
Universal health care now or free Luigi?
Andrew
How about both?
ABC News, New York.
Mangione is facing several charges, including first-degree murder and furtherance of terrorism and unlawful possession of a ghost gun. He could receive a potential life sentence or the death penalty if convicted.
Speaking Hebrew can
So
be scary.
it's always odd to see how differently people handle like these gun things. So like if it was a school shooting, they're gonna send thoughts and prayers, and not talk about anything. But then it's the CEO dude, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, how can this be? Well, not everybody, all the mainstream, all the rich people and stuff. They're like, how can this be? How can this be? But check out any of the, let's do that. Where's it at? Check out the comment section. These people are so tone deaf. This is the CNN comment section. This is getting more coverage than United Healthcare has ever provided. These conversations are so staged and contrived. Healthcare is not broken, it's for profit. That's the problem. Yeah, see, that's a left-wing view, right? Like, should stuff be for profit? Is money going to organize it correctly? Or should we organize it ourselves for the people ourselves and not worry about what money would say? This is not left or right, perfect timing. It's not the left or right who want to make him into folk heroes. It's we the poor. We on both sides of the aisle, so sick of division. You also deny, defend, oppose. So this is a person that's on the way. It is a left or right issue. If you're poor, you tend to be on the left. You want to get out of capitalism. You want to get over capitalism. Right people, right-wing people, everybody's goal is to beat capitalism anyway, right? You want to get so much money that you don't have to work and that you don't have to worry about it anymore. Such a weird system. Like everybody, it's such a bad system that everybody's goal is to beat it. You just want to get over it that you don't have to do it. Folk hero, this isn't about race, dude. Oh, you said the white people, okay. Media working hard for their corporate overlords. See, so CNN, you had Ben Shapiro's comment section, Fox News, everybody, every comment section is the exact same. And I wish people would get to understand. You see how we all agree on this. Now, I think healthcare should be a human right. Let's take that a step further. Should housing be a human right? Should food be a human right? Should education? Now, I mean, if you ain't got no housing, it doesn't matter if you have healthcare, right? You ain't gonna be able to use it. So which comes first, the chicken or the egg? But if you feel like healthcare is a human right, you need to look up more what left is, and you'll find out that you are more on the left. A Democrat is not left. Most Democrats aren't even close to being left. Andrew Ocasio-Cortez talks a good game sometimes. Bernie Sanders is closer to left. But if you're really upset about this healthcare person and you're upset about the healthcare system, like, hit me up, leave some comments, let's talk. Like, let's talk about what left and right is and where we're going from here. Because we need to talk and and be able to communicate, to be able to beat our overlords, right? They communicate well, and they know what they're doing. So we got to be able to communicate at least half as well, and kind of know what we're doing if we're to stand any chance. But until next time.